Welcome to Quarter 4 Founders Talk 2015. Now, we've scheduled this to go out just before the New Year's Eve kind of break in our year. And this is the time, I don't know about you, but I always do a stock take. I kind of look at the year that was, and I kind of get ready mentally, spiritually, emotionally for the year coming forward. So as the two co-founders of Leo, we wanted to look at 2015 and what a year it's been. I mean, seriously, 2015 will always go down as the year where we made the foundations, where we took our business from one place to the next and did some fundamental stuff that was extraordinary.
It's incredible. We have done so much in this year. It's been the busiest year in the history of Leo.
Now, it's not all been plain sailing. We've had our drama, we've had our ups and downs. And I think one of the things that we've often talked about is how this notion of one leadership group doesn't take your business to the next level.
True.
And so we see changes, and we've lost some people this year, and just let the idiots go, I guess.
Yeah. It was like film, so we had suspense, we had passion, we had enthusiasm, betrayal. We had romance, maybe going around. People marrying.
You never. Oh gosh, yeah, we had some marriages this year.
Yeah, exactly. This year we had marriages, so it was everything. So.
The big money in Leo will be when we do the film rights for 2015. But we've also been strengthened by new people joining our company, and I think we could maybe start there. We've got the new team has kind of come in and solidified now in Leo. So we were very, very proud to be able to announce at the beginning of the year that Geraldine Aquino has gracefully and gratefully, from my perspective, joined our business as COO, and she is taking the North American market by storm. So based out of our Toronto office, we have a phenomenal leader who is looking after the machine of Leo, and she's getting involved in every area of the business as the chief operating officer.
When she travels out and when she meets our leaders, they have enormous respect for her, and also to the fact that a large number of our member base is female, and they relate to her because she speaks to them, and then they can see that she empowers them, and then there's a lot of connection going on there.
We've also been joined by Mihir Mugudia as Director of External Affairs, also a board member within our company, and we kind of sneakily headhunted him from our PR agency that we were working for, and he is making a phenomenal difference to our business, and he's kind of one of the litmus tests that I have. If I have a wacky idea, I'll call Geraldine or Graham Kent, and I'll ask, I need a reality check on this. and Mihir has got a sound judgment and is doing miracles for Leo's PR effort.
Yeah, that's true. And we have Andy Hansen recently joined us as a business development director, and he's got enormous experience in the industry. He's been around in the training field. He's been working with some of the top names in the industry in the personal professional development. So he's a good addition to the Leo family.
So kind of out with the old and in with the new. But any organization like ours that's building as fast as we are will always need to make to be willing to make changes, even on the people that kind of come and go, if you like. But we have a very good team in Leo, a team that will take our business to the next level. But let's look at the year that's been then. So where were we in January 2015?
We actually started this year with the second second anniversary of Leo in Hawaii. We took our leaders to Hawaii on a 1-week trip, incentive trip. And we had an amazing program. People just loved it. They were enjoying it so much. The VIP treatment that we prepared for our leaders, it was second to none.
I mean, some of the highlights for me and Atif were the US Missouri, when we took some of our top leaders onto this battleship, destroyer. I don't quite know what it was, but it was like larger than life and absolutely amazing. And we were dancing till the small hours of the morning. We had our own jazz band. It was one of those experiences that we wanted to give our leaders that it would be very hard for them to create for themselves. But as part of the Leo leadership, they get access to this larger than life stuff.
Exclusive access.
Exclusive access to a battleship.
True, and then we, apart from many of the launches, we launched our Leo Mastercard. And then we had prepared for our leaders. They went out and they shopped. They bought everything in Hawaii Island. And apart from that, we also launched Leo Coin Merchant Program, which was one of the big hits because since then we had, through the program, acquired over 30,000 merchants all over the world.
People who've said, I want to do business with Leo Coin, I want to accept Leo Coin as a payment method. And we are just now coming into 2016 unfolding the next
upgrading the merchant
upgrade
program
to that
experience.
program. So that's very exciting. But we'll talk about that when we go into the future.
Then in March, we did our Leo Exchange launch event in London, in the Tower of London. So we had media there, we had our members flown from different countries. We talked about Leo Coin, Leo Exchange being launched here from the UK, but as a global exchange. And not only in London, we did the second launch event in Hong Kong.
And there was media coming out of our ears. There was like a whole battery of photographers in front of us going click, 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 video, television crews. And we were all over Chinese press. We were all over Hong Kong press and media when we launched the Leo Exchange in Hong Kong. So that was phenomenal, highlight of the year for me, because that was kind of just a little bit larger than life.
True. And then moving on, we did our pre-launch event in USA, in New York, in Hudson Theater. And that was something really iconic.
And Hudson Theatre is in the centre of Broadway, which is like the theatre district of New York. And to be in this historical building was just extraordinary, to think how a young company like ours can punch above our weight and get there so quickly through the power of our business model. And there's this moment when we're on stage, they've blacked out everything, and there's this spotlight coming down.
Yeah.
And it was just memories for a lifetime. On from Hudson Theatre.
And then we moved on to Canada. We did the launch of soft launch event in Canada, where we had a number of leaders travel from all over Canada to be there. We also had our wonderful trainer Lynn Conway, and she did an amazing training. Everybody just loved her. She did some exercises with our people, and she also created products for Leo that people are still using with a passion and joy.
So the theme of the thing is that we're partnering with some major training providers, worldwide names, high-level people in the world of public speaking and training and personal and professional development. So for us, this is again testimony to how far we've come as a young company during 2015.
So there's the Leo events, and then at the same time we work really close with Direct Selling Association.
We're keen supporters of the DSA. We love the fact that there is a trade organisation that kind of creates a best practice for the industry, and we've always adhered to that, and DSA membership is a key part of our business model. But we've been also flying the flag for Leo at these events, of course, as well.
Exactly.
You went to the UK one.
So we were platinum sponsor of the UK DSA's annual conference. And the interesting part, so everybody was talking about, so what is this, Leo? What do you do? And then we were talking about the education and training. Everybody goes, wow, that's something new. That's really exciting. So
but when
feedback.
Atif says that we were a sponsor, we were the platinum sponsor. So in terms of the collateral that came out of that event, Leo is the #1 sponsor of the event. And at the same time as that was going on, I was actually flying the flag for Leo Coin in Hong Kong, where I attended the Inside Bitcoin conference as a speaker on one of the panels to do with merchant adoption and all of this. And very, very proud to be able to fly the flag for Leo Coin out in the world at the same time as we're flying the flag for Leo in the DSA UK annual meeting there.
And you've also been on the CEO panel in the DSA Canada conference.
Indeed, yeah.
And we were also sponsor of the DSA conference in Canada.
The thing that happened in Niagara Falls in Canada was that the Canadian DSA were doing an event, and Ken Mulhall, he asked me to go there and represent a fresh perspective on the industry. And the theme of the conference was very much entrepreneurship. So I was sitting there together with people and the giants of the industry as this new startup company. And when I compared notes with some of the other companies that were there, we were doing so well. We had this international business, we had multiple offices, we had a very, very strong distributor account, and we were, again, boxing way above our weight there. And it was a great honour for me to represent Leo there, a great honour to be asked to be sitting with people who've dedicated their lives to the industry. I'm not exaggerating.
Moving on, so we did our Global Leaders Summit in Europe, in Germany and France in July. And that was itself the second biggest global event that we've done this year. And it was amazing. Our members had an experience of lifetime.
Honestly, it had so many moving parts. It was unbelievable because we start with an event in Berlin.
Yeah.
We do recognition events, we do evening things, we do dinners. We then move the whole troupe via Leo Air to Paris.
Yeah.
In Paris we do events, we were on boats, we were doing the manoir, we have all of the footage there where we had this drone photography that was filming up and showing the whole grounds. And it was an amazing, nearly killing 5 days. We also did a DSA panel at the Berlin event there. So we had
Linda Mills.
Linda Mills from the current chair of the UK DSA. We had Ken Mulhall there from the Canadian DSA. And we had Paul Southworth there representing the European Direct Selling Association perspective, who's very, very active in the FEDSA and a former chair of the UK DSA. So we had this panel with me and Geraldine just discussing the industry with the regulatory body, if you like, or with the DSA Trade Association body, and having this international perspective. And our members were again going, whoa, wow, is this the company that we're with? So we're very, very pleased about that. Then we're getting into Q3 and the beginning of Q4. But in Q3, we did something that I'm very, very proud of because we did a cultural exchange event in China and across, I don't know, 8 or 10 different cities. We hosted and funded a Romanian ballet troupe and an orchestra to come and do a performance of Swan Lake across these cities in China. And it was kind of this big media attention, this big epic event where we were, and Atif and I flew in for the very first one, the launch event in Shanghai, and again the media was there and the press and VIPs, and our members rocked up in force, and we had this fantastic feeling that here comes Leo, and we're very passionate about China. We love China, we believe in China, and it's kind of sharing China with the world is one thing, and this is something that we, having both worked in Chinese companies, are passionate about, but also to be able to share with China some of the world, and this initiative of taking a Western European ballet tradition to China and take that round into cities was very, very professionally fulfilling.
So staying in Asia Pacific, we have new markets development going on in this year, especially Philippines. So we started our business off during mid-year. We met some leaders there. They got excited about Leo concept. So we made trips in subsequent months, and the team started getting bigger and bigger. And then finally, we did our pre-launch event in Philippines on 10-10-10. So it's 10th of October, and it was the 10th office opening of Leo.
What was really fantastic was to see 2,000 people over such a short build time coming and loving Leo, having assimilated into Leo, and seeing this event on stage. It was one of the best looking events that we've ever done. The stage was fantastic. We had these LED screens, and we had Atif going absolutely Looney Tunes, flying a what do you call those things? A drone. Flying a drone in the auditorium, and he wanted to do this while he was on a Segway, on stage, live, recorded in real time, pushed out on Leo TV. And I'm thinking, I don't know if I can handle this. But we kind of pulled it off, and it was the best looking event I have ever been at. And I have to sort of give a lot of thanks to the Philippine people for being so gracious and embracing the Leo opportunity. We also have business relationships in cold Iceland. And I did my first trip in my lifetime to Reykjavik and started to look at how this country, who's just a miracle of the world, and for many reasons that I won't get to here, but they're very big on data processing now, and they're very big on internet and computer, and mining is where our angle is. So we have set up a relationship for our mining rigs are being hosted now on multiple locations in the world, but in particular in Iceland. And these are fantastic places where our rigs are going down left and right and they're blowing cold air through, and it's all kind of, it's kind of a combination of low-tech and high-tech, because Iceland is so suitable for the mining operations. Electricity is so cheap, the temperature is just right, it kind of just works for us, and we have an infinitely scalable platform where we could mine as much as we need to.
So we also did the full launch event of Canada. We had Ken Mulhall, the president of the Canadian DSA, who joined us, and thanks to him. He's a big supporter of Leo and the industry. And one interesting thing, feedback actually, I was talking to this US leader, and he called me and he said, he was speaking to someone in Canada who said, well, Leo has very good reputation in the direct selling industry in Canada, so it's a nice company, let me look at it. So it was quite nice.
No, it's cool. It's cool. I mean, North America is a very key part of our 2015 strategy, because we're making our business. We were always making our business to be at the highest level, but the North American expansion has forced us to just to raise the bar a little bit, and that's now giving great benefit to our global business. So everywhere we're getting the benefit of launching into the oldest established direct selling market in the world, called USA, and of course Canada fits into that. So it's a very serious part of our strategy there. When you look back on a year like 2015, you kind of come to this place where you want to give thanks to people that supported you. And for us, that starts with the former Deputy Prime Minister, Nick Clegg, here, who we met at a dinner, and Atif and I had a fantastic evening with him, where we talked about digital currencies, we talked about direct selling, we talked about leadership in general, and fantastic to sort of have that. And through that we met Danny Alexander in the Her Majesty's Treasury in London. He was number 2 then, and to George Osborne, if I recall.
Yeah.
And he was very interested in this and brought a whole team of people in to speak to, again, to me and Atif and me here. So that was fantastic.
We also became the on the executive committee of the Digital Chamber of Commerce in the United States. Pirian Boring is leading up this whole project in the US. And through this Digital Chamber of Commerce, we are now meeting the government in US.
You met 2 congressmen, didn't you?
I met 2 congressmen in my recent visit. I met Steve Stockman, and that was a very good meeting with him. And he just supports the idea of digital currency and this disruptive technology.
And you actually put a red pin on him. Does that mean that he signed up?
Well, he looked at red pin and he just liked the idea. And I said, why not I present that gift to you?
And then you met a current congressman as well.
Yeah, Mick Mulvaney.
Okay.
He's from North Carolina. He's a congressman in power right now in his office. So his office is actually taking lead on the digital currencies in the United States.
Right?
In FinCEN, yeah, of course. So we had a good conversation with him, and he is a supporter of digital currency.
But this was an official meeting in his office?
In his office, yeah.
Okay, so that's just fantastic that we're meeting up with, of course, the UK government and authorities, but now that we're launching into North America, we're taking it equally seriously over there in Washington. So that's very, very helpful.
And you went to Israel on a trade mission with the UK government.
Well, this was quite cool. Now, this was a trade mission with Boris Johnson, who put together an EdTech mission to Tel Aviv. We were one of, I think, 12 companies or something like that was on this trade mission. We went to the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange, we went to the Google headquarters, we were in the same sort of quarter as Facebook, and all of these giants are in Tel Aviv because this is turning into Silicon Valley number 2, mini Silicon Valley. And for us to be sort of there flying the Leo flag again, something that's very, very, very cool. We also met the CEO of the London Stock Exchange, and many things will come out of that meeting, which we'll reveal to you when we come to X2. Well, our offices here in Oxfordshire obviously have a local MP, a Member of Parliament, that serves the constituents of this area, and Mr. Halwell came to visit us here in the offices, and we were able to sort of talk about the startup story, about this little Oxfordshire company that's going global, and he was very supportive, and he was very impressed with how it's possible to build a business so fast and so quick. And I said to him, you ain't seen nothing yet. This is the year coming up now, 2016. I want to talk a little bit about the future, because the people who've been with us for these 3 years, the leaders who've stayed with us and been loyal to the company and been loyal to our vision, if you like, not because they love me and Atif especially, but because they see what we see. They see that there's room in the marketplace for a company to carve out some new ground. And what I think that we're doing is I think that we're disrupting education and e-learning. I think that we're disrupting direct selling. I think we're disrupting digital economies. And X2, pulling all of that together, is disrupting business itself. The Bali event, where we're launching X2, will be this landmark event. And the people watching this video now, you are committed to come to Bali or you're not, and that's fine. If you're not, it's an opportunity that you missed, and you will feel the pain of that towards the end of January. I know you will, but it is what it is, and everything happens for a reason. But the group of people that we have in Bali, over and above X2, can you tease them a little bit with what else is being launched there?
Well, without going into specifics, we are also launching our Leo 2.0, our new website, new back office. We are also launching a new app, Leo app, which will be connected to your back office, but it will also be a recruitment drive for you. So again, without going details, I want to tell you everything actually. There's so much, there's so many exciting things happening, and we are also launching a new platform,
category,
a new product, part of our technology product, you can call it. I can't talk about it, but you will find out more details in Bali. So all I want to say that coming year is going to be amazing. This is the year when you can really hit big, because now we got proof of concept, we got success stories, we got world-class websites now, we got platforms, we have everything that you need to build your business. Because 2016 is the year we're going to hit somewhere in this year 1 million members. Okay, so either you're part of that, you're building this, or you are watching it happening.
Ooh, that's a bit hard, but no, it's true. I mean, at the end of the year, you have to look back and you have to give thanks. You have to give thanks to the people that stayed loyal to you, the people that still love you despite all of your weaknesses and flaws as a human being. I give thanks every day to my wife and my children who still love me despite working as hard as I do. And you have to kind of give grateful thanks to all the opportunities that you're given and what you're able to do with that. Now, for some people, when you look back, it's been a hard year. For me, on a human betrayal side, it's been a hard year. I've been quite surprised with what people are willing to do for money, and it kind of feels like everyone's got a price. If they're primarily motivated by money, there's a price for everyone, and fine, it is what it is. But then you have to look at the people who remain true to ideals, who remain true to visions, who remain true to what it is that they believe is important. Because here's what I know. We're going to be dead for a long time, and you like I alluded to earlier, you need to look at what's important to you, what's important to your family, what's important to you about the people that you care about, what's important in the context of being dead for a long time. None of us are coming out of this alive, and what we have to do is make our life count. 2016 will be the year that Atif and I make count. For us professionally, for the team behind us on the corporate side, for our families and for our members. All of that goes into this great big Leo family mix. And we are going to work like demons to make 2016 the year that we break through together with you as partners in our business, because this is what we can do. We have a collective power, we have a social power, we have an ability to put something together and do something that resonates with other people, and we can go to 1 million people. We can go to 2 million people. We can become a Leo nation of people that literally, between the efforts that you make, that we make, that literally can change the world.